Hi everyone, I'm back again, and I'm going to be talking now a little bit more about the organization and settings and how to set up Notability to make it the most user-friendly and possible for you and your students. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is the main screen, so when you open up Notability, this is kind of what you see. First thing is let's kind of go through the settings. The settings are the gear down in the bottom left-hand corner, so if I click on the gear, I see a bunch of different options. So let's start right up at the top, auto backup. Now, since we all have a Google Drive folder, it would make sense to set up auto backup. That means every time you create a note, it's going to automatically upload that note into Google Drive. So if your iPad breaks, or for whatever reason, or your student's iPad breaks, or what have you, they'll have those backed up somewhere, so we don't have to worry about losing all of your notes for your course. So you could click on it and you could sign it in. The only issue, you may not have Google Drive downloaded on your iPad. You may need to download that or update to iOS 10 for that functionality to work. But it will make a folder in Google Drive called Notability, and it's going to save all of your notes directly into there. The next one is iCloud. This is another way to back up. We recommend that you do both. Google Drive and iCloud, just in case there's an issue. All you have to do is turn iCloud on, and then you should be all set, and it will automatically upload everything to iCloud. The nice feature, especially for students, if they need to get a new iPad or what have you, when they download Notability and turn on iCloud, it will automatically download all of their files and repopulate their folders, and they won't have to do any other steps. There's a couple of other small things. You can change, of course, your theme or default, stuff like that. But let's just go to handwriting. So we've done auto backup. We've turned on our iCloud. Now we have handwriting. Straight line is a nice feature that I have turned on. What happens, you draw a line, and if you leave your finger or stylus at the end, it will automatically take that line and turn it into a straight line. And you can also change the angle of the line at that point. So that way, if you're drawing, let's say, a house or a graph, instead of your lines being slightly wavy, they'll all be nice straight, and it's a little bit nicer of a product. The other thing that might be important, if you're left-handed, you should turn on left-hand mode. But palm detection at the very bottom. This means that Notability will register when your palm is resting on the screen, and it won't do any writing or interfere with the programming, usually. So that it makes it a little bit nicer of a writing environment because you can rest your hand on the screen and you can write in a note, and it's just a little bit easier and a little bit more user-friendly that way. So you should turn on palm detection. The other features are kind of power user features, or if you want to get into the kind of nitty-gritty of Notability, you're more than welcome to play around with them, but these are the big features that we really care about. So now let's go up to the actual organization of it. So when you create notes, you need to put the notes somewhere. Otherwise, you're going to get this long line of all of these notes, and it's going to be horribly disorganized, and students aren't going to be able to find what they need to find. So what you can do, if you click the plus sign in the upper left-hand corner, you can add subjects. So if I create a subject, I will call it, let's say, training. And I hit done. Now training is here at the bottom. I've added what are called dividers, so that's why it's embedded within something else. If you would like to play around with dividers, you're more than welcome to, or you could ask me and I can help you out. But right now we're just going to worry about general subjects. Subjects are where you put your notes. So let's say, for example, I have this welcome note and I'd like it to go into training. I'm just going to grab the icon and I'm just going to put it right into training. And it's going to move welcome to training. Okay. Now you might say, well, welcome didn't change, but you notice that this is my all notes. So all of my notes are going to be in my all note subject as well as other subjects. So now when I go to training, here's welcome. So these subjects could be your classes. So if you have students taking notes, they could take notes and they could drag them into the specific subjects that they need to kind of get rid of this big, long, expansive stream that they might develop. Every note does have a timestamp and a date stamp, so that's another nice way of organizing it as well. There is, if you want to create a note or download a PDF, on the right-hand side of the screen, you could import. You could take your import. And here's where you would import from Google Drive. And you can import PDFs, Word documents, and I believe Google Docs, but I'm not positive. So here's where you could just pick one and you could import any PDF and it'll open it up in a new note. Okay. Last but not least, while you're in here in this note, if I click on the gear, or I'm sorry, the wrench, I can change the type of paper that's in my background. So right now I have plain white paper, but I could change it to lined or different graph paper. If you wanted to make it look nicer, you could, have purple paper or mint paper. I don't know if it really matters that much. And you can change all of these functions. You don't really see it here because I have a PDF opened up. But let me open up a new note. Here's where you can see the paper a little bit better. So you can have lined paper, a little bit wider lines, graph paper, all of those different options to help with your paper. Okay, so that hopefully was a brief overview of just kind of the settings that you might want to think about and change, as well as general organization and a little bit more of the advanced features. In next couple of videos, we're going to talk about how to integrate Notability with either iTunes U or Google Classroom. All right, thank you. Bye.